Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on, everybody? Today we are back with ENags versus the NFL. Some of you guys have told me you wanted me to bring some picks back, so I'm excited to tell you I'm gonna bring it back this year for the whole year. I'm not just doing it for 2 episodes like I did last time. I don't care what you guys, if you guys click on it or not, I'm gonna upload it anyways. Also, I just wanted to show you guys, this is my laptop background. We've got the Joe Burrow, we've got the Bengals, we've got Pardon My Take, we've got FC Cincinnati, Joey Votto still bangs in the Reds. So this is also like my prized possession. This is what I do most of my editing on, everything, thumbnails. This is my livelihood. But again, I'm gonna be using CBS. They have like a week 1 injuries and updates thing. So they have all of the spreads, everything, and then all the injuries. So I'll show you guys as I'm talking about it. So the first one we're gonna talk about is we're gonna talk about the Steelers at Bills. Bills are -6.5 favorites. If you don't know what a spread is the amount of points the favorite or underdog have to win or lose by. So in this instance, the Bills are -6.5. That means the Bills would have to win by 7 to win the bet. This game, there's not too many injuries. Emmanuel Sanders is questionable, but I don't think that makes too big of a difference on my bet per se. In this one, I do like the Bills -6.5, so I would pick the Bills to win and the Bills to cover the spread too. I think the Bills are going to be really good this year. I think the Steelers did take a little bit of a step back. I think it still could be close, but I do think that they probably win by a touchdown. Could come to like a last minute thing, or I really could see the Bills blowing them out of the water. That offense is really good. Their defense is good, but the Steelers offense, I have some questions about, so I'm interested to see how that goes. Also, I'm using a different microphone. I'm using one that I'm going to be using when I do vlogs at Bengals games and stuff. Let me know if this sounds okay. I'm going to do some messing with it when I do the editing process, try to add a noiser and compressor so you can hear me better. Hopefully not hear a bunch of other stuff, but let me know how it sounds. Then we have the Jets at the Panthers. Panthers are -4 favorites. Right here, again, not too many huge injuries. Keelan Cole for the Jets might not play. But besides that, it seems like pretty much everybody's a full go. I love the Panthers on this one. This is probably my, I don't have a lock or like a hammer or anything, but this is probably my lock of the week. Panthers -4 would be, I'm really comfortable with that one. I really like Sam Darnold going to the Panthers. I love Joe Brady as their OC. I really think with Christian McCaffrey coming back kind of healthy, I think that offense could take a next step with Sam Darnold, not just Teddy Bridgewater. So I think it could be a very interesting game. While I do think the Jets getting Robert Saleh was a good move, I think he could help their defense. I just don't think they're super talented, and I don't love that it's going to be Zach Wilson's first game against the Panthers. So I like the Panthers here, and I like the -4. Next game, we have Jags at Texans. The Jags are -3 favorites. A lot of injuries here. Trey Herndon for the Jags is out. Tyson Campbell, I don't know who the last two are. Trey Herndon is, I know of him. For the Texans, Deshaun Watson for non-injury related. Yikes. They're missing some guys too. Here, I honestly think the Jags are going to win this game. So Jags will win. The Texans could cover. This is probably going to be a weird game. I think it's going to be really sloppy. I don't think there's going to be a huge amount of points either. If I were going to take like an under, it's probably going to be this game depending on where it's set at. But I think this is probably the Jags' most likely chance to win games. It's probably going to be against the Texans just because of their dysfunction and lack of team, I guess. I'm pretty sure there's like a stat where most starters don't win their first game, especially with a new coach too. But I would say that I think Trevor Lawrence gets out to a hot start, but I don't think they win many games after this one. Next, we have Cardinals at Titans, -3. This is going to be an interesting one. This one is tough. Wow, it looks like the Titans are a little bit banged up, but this is tough, man. I think I like the Titans to win this game, but I think the Cardinals cover, and 3 points is where it's that weird spread, so like something freaky is going to have to happen in order for that to be covered. But I think it's going to be a little bit tough. I think the Titans getting Julio is huge. I think it really adds another element to that offense. You have Derrick Henry, so you can't, like, you want to stack the box, but you can't when you have AJ Brown and Julio going out to catch all these amazing passes. But I think the Cardinals keep it close. I think this is a huge year for Kingsbury. I mean, you really can't be bad this year, in my opinion, if you're him. That offense is stacked. You've got D-Hop, you've got my boy AJ Green there now. Kyler Murray should be an MVP type candidate. That defense got loaded back up. They just took a rookie with the first pick. I mean, it's gonna be interesting. They have to be good this year. So I think they keep it close, but I think the Titans are better, but that Titans defense is bad too. So in this game, I probably take the over, but I think the Cardinals cover and the Titans win. Now this one here, this one's gonna be a great game. Chargers at Washington. So Washington is a -1 favorite. favorite. Austin Eckler is questionable, which is pretty big news. If you're a fantasy team, make sure you go look at this. I'm going to try to release this before the 1 o'clock game, so get your lineup set. And Washington, Curtis Samuel's out. He went on short-term IR. Sadly, have him and Austin Eckler in one of my fantasy leagues, so rip me. But this is one going to be a really cool game to see how Justin Herbert plays against such an elite defense like the football team. But I really do think the football team takes advantage here. I think the reason the Chargers have been bad recently has probably been bad luck. They've just been really banged up, and their coaching staff hasn't been great, so you've got these new guys coming in. I really do like, I think it's Stanley from the Rams. He was their defense coordinator, who's now their head coach. But I do think Washington wins this game. I think Washington was only missing a viable starter that wasn't going to really lose them games or play poorly, and I think that's what Fitzmagic can bring to them. And I really like Washington week 1, especially at home. I like Washington to win and cover. This is going to be an interesting one. Eagles at Falcons, -3.5 to the Falcons. Eagles are missing Dickerson, a safety named Rodney. I don't even know that guy, if I'm being honest. But the Falcons have no injuries. That's kind of interesting. This is going to be a really tough game to bet against because I personally don't really believe in Jalen Hurts. Nothing really against him. It just doesn't seem, I don't know, something about him. I just don't think he seems like a top tier NFL quarterback, and that's what you need nowadays to win. But again, I don't really trust the Falcons that much. That defense didn't get much better. If I were going to take an over, it would look at this one too. This one's going to be insane. I feel like that's going to be a really high scoring game. I don't think I've picked an underdog yet. You know, let's go Eagles. I'm going to pick the Eagles to win. Fly Eagles fly, and I pick them to win. If I'm picking them to win, I'm going to pick them to cover. So next one, we have Seahawks at Colts. Colts are +3, so that means they are the underdogs in this game. Seahawks have nobody injured. Colts have Xavier Rhodes, Eric Fisher, and Kimoko Toure out. Mostly this one's interesting because that means Carson Wentz and Quentin Olsen are both going to be playing Sunday after having that weird foot surgery thing where they both had the exact same injury that had the exact same surgery from, which was really weird. But this game's going to be really tough for me. I like that the Colts are home. The Colts defense is really, really good. I love what they do. The offense, I think, should get better with Carson Wentz. I'm like a Carson Wentz stan. I know it's weird that I just talked some shit on Jalen Hurts, but I think Carson could be really good in the Colts system. This is where the NFL is so hard. It's so hard to bet because both these teams are pretty good. I'm going to say the Seahawks win, but the Colts cover. Again, I think this is going to be a close one, so I think something weird might happen with maybe a go for 2 at the last second. Someone doesn't get it, so someone covers. So I think it's going to be Seahawks win, but the Colts cover. And now we have my favorite game. I don't know why that would be a thing. I don't know. But we have the Vikings at the Bengals. Bengals are +3. The Vikings are missing Anthony Barr and Christian Darrisaw, which I think is pretty notable if you're being honest. And then the Bengals are missing Trey Waynes, but that's it. So both of those are pretty big. I think not having Anthony Barr makes it really hard for the rest of the linebackers for the Vikings to kind of fill in. I mean, and Kendricks is obviously great, but it's kind of like the next man up thing. And Nick gets Nick Vigil, who will be starting for him. He used to play for the Bengals, so it'd be kind of cool to see how he plays. But Darrisaw, that's pretty big loss for them, especially since he's on the side that Trey Hendrickson, which is the Bengals' big free agency signing from the Saints, will be going at the entire game. And then the Bengals not having Trey Waynes definitely sucks with Dalvin Cook. Trey Waynes is known as a tackling guy, so that would have been huge to have to be able to stop and contain Dalvin Cook. If I'm being 100% honest, I don't bet on Bengals games at all. If I was going to bet on this, I would bet the over by 1 million. I think the last time I checked, it was kind of low too, but I don't think either of these defenses are particularly good. The corners for both teams are pretty bad, and I would say the wide receivers for both teams are really a strong suit. But when I picked it, I've picked it for a while now. I do think the Bengals are going to win this game, so I think they win and cover. But I would not bet on it because you don't bet on your own team. Next, we have the 49ers at the Lions. Lions are +7.5. And wow, this is, okay, we got a long injury list here. So the Niners are missing Hurd, Kinlaw, and Mosley are doubtful, and Givens is questionable. Kinlaw being doubtful definitely hurts. The Lions are missing Taylor Decker, Levi, AJ Parker, and Nick Williams are questionable. See, this one where the spread is, I think the Niners are going to win this pretty handedly. That's a pretty big spread if I'm being honest. You know what? Screw it. Let's go. I think the Niners are going to win, and I think they're going to cover. 7.5. I just don't like the Lions. I think they're really bad. Just losing Matt Stafford really hurts. I don't think that defense is incredible either. I think it might be a massacre. Now we have Browns at Chiefs, probably one of the cooler games of the week if we're being real. The Chiefs are 5.5-point favorites. Browns are going to miss Michael Dunn and Tony Fields are out. Odell, Clowney, Delpit, Harrison, Treader, and McLaughlin are all questionable. Wow, that's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot. The Chiefs are only going to be missing Blythe, who I don't even know who that guy is. And the Frank Clark is questionable along with Derek Nadi. I think the Chiefs are going to win, but I think the Browns cover. I think it's going to be a really close game. It's going to kind of be another high-scoring one, too. I think both defenses are kind of lacking. The Browns did take a step. They got some pieces that I think could really help and make their defense better. Chiefs defense is still hit or miss. That O-line, they did address. The left side's pretty good, but the right side, I'm pretty sure from the center to the right tackle, they're starting rookies, so that's going to be difficult, because if I'm the Browns, I'm just going to line up Myles Garrett on that side and make the rookies kind of pay for that. I do think it's going to be an interesting game. I still think, I mean, Chiefs have Patrick Mahomes. I don't think you need a ton of explanation there. If you just go straight up with quarterbacks there, I do think the Browns probably have one of the best rosters in football, though, from top to bottom. So they should keep it close. So Browns cover, but the Chiefs win. We have the Dolphins at the Patriots. Patriots are minus 3-point favorites. That's kind of interesting to me. The Dolphins, Preston Williams is questionable. For the Patriots, Nelson, I'm trying to just pick the ones that are big. Jalen Mills and Aguilar are questionable. So that's kind of interesting. That's a weird one. It's going to be the start for Mac Jones there. So that's going to be interesting if he could come out with a win. Bill Belichick week 1, I would not like to bet against him if I'm being completely honest. Mac Jones does scare me a little bit. You know, it's Bill Belichick. I think he's going to have the guys ready. I think the defense, what they're going to be able to show Tua is going to kind of confuse him a little bit. Tua has struggled in the past. This last year, he got pulled a few times. So I think the Patriots win this game. I think they win and cover. I do think the Dolphins make it interesting at points though, but I think the Patriots maybe pull away late and maybe Mac Jones starts some clutch magic in his first game with the Patriots. We have the Broncos at Giants. We have Bradley Chubb's questionable, and then for the Giants, Evan Ingram is out. Saquon Barkley and Adoree Jackson are both questionable. This game, so that sucks because the Giants are +3. So apparently when Teddy Bridgewater is an underdog, he's insanely good. Like if Teddy Bridgewater's an underdog, bet the spread for whatever team he's on. But they're favored here, and I think the Broncos are probably gonna win. I'm gonna take the Broncos and the Broncos line to cover the spread. I think that defense is gonna be really good. Fangio's gonna have a hell of. I think Surtain could win Defensive Player of the Year. I mean, he's probably going to be... Only reason he might not is because he's probably going to be matched up on maybe some, like, wide receiver ones at times. So that could hurt him a little bit in that potential. But I think that defense is going to be really good. You're going to have Chubb, who maybe you couldn't play, but then you're going to have Miller and him come back, have that great defense. Still have Justin Simmons in the back. And I think Teddy Bridgewater's not going to lose them a game, which is, I think, what happens sometimes with Drew Lock, where he kind of tried to do too much. He throws some picks, get some turnovers that they really didn't need. And all they need to do is just kind of be consistent enough for this defense to win them games. So 3 points too, it's not anything crazy where they're going to have to put up points. All they got to do is be able to be up by 7 and then hold. That's all they got to do. And I think that defense can get it done. And we have the Packers at the Saints. Saints are +3.5. The Packers, the Darius Smith is questionable. And for the Saints, Traquan Smith, Ken Crawley, and James Hurt are all questionable. This is going to be really interesting. I really do. I'm a Jameis Winston guy for some reason. I think it's just because he's so funny. I mean, the guy threw for 5,000 yards and 30 touchdowns while basically blind. I mean, yes, he did throw 30 interceptions. I'm not going to take that out. But I do think Jameis is going to add a really cool dynamic to that offense that you haven't been able to see with Drew Brees. They've kind of had to dink and dunk. They had to keep it kind of short, but now they're going to be kind of uncorking the ball sometimes with Jameis. That being said, I think the Packers take care of business. I think the Packers cover and win -3.5. It's just Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, Aaron Jones. I mean, the defense, again, is going to be kind of rough, I would say. They didn't really get much better this offseason, I would say. But they still got Zadarius Smith. They still got Jerry Alexander. They still have some pieces that I think are good and can probably keep them afloat. But that offense, man, it's scary. And then we have the Sunday Night Football game. We have Bears at Rams -7.5. Wow, the Bears injury list is full. Holy moly. A lot of these are questionable, so my guess is a lot of them are going to be playing, actually. But wow, that's a long... that's a big list. If I'm going to be honest, I think this one's probably not super close. I think the Rams win by a wide margin, so I'm going to take the Rams and the spread. I think Stafford being there is going to be big. They might have some hiccups. The running back room there definitely sucks because everybody's been getting injured for the Rams. But I think they'll be able to pick up where they kind of left off last year. The receiving game's still going to be really good. I think that defense is still going to be really good. You've got Jalen Ramsey and Aaron Donald, who are arguably two of the best defensive players at their given position on one defense, which is insane. So I feel very comfortable with them covering and winning that game. And then last but not least, we have the Ravens at the Raiders, +4 for the Raiders. No injuries are announced yet. But we're going to make the pick anyway, because why not? All I do know is that the Ravens list, I mean, I guess they're on IR, so it wouldn't be that long. But it'd be kind of long because they have a ton of guys on IR right now, sadly. I don't know, man. This is going to be a weird game because the Ravens are missing a lot of guys on offense that kind of help them go. And then they just lost Marcus Peters too, which definitely hurts their defense. But the Raiders, that whole offensive line's pretty much gone. They completely revamped it. I'm still not really sure where they're at defensively. I'm not sure if I'm sold on Gruden. I think Carr's pretty average to above average, but I'm still not really sold on Gruden. So I'm going to take the Ravens -4. I think it's just, they just have the better quarterback. I think not the rest is a wash. I think the Ravens defense is still pretty solid. Marcus Peters definitely hurts. Their cornerback room was really good before that injury. Same with their running back room. I mean, your best running back is arguably your quarterback, if we're being honest. That's not even shade. It's just kind of how it goes. I'm very interested to see how this one plays out. That'll be a fun Monday night game, but I think the Ravens win -4. And that's it. Those are all my picks for the first week. I'm interested to see how I do. Let me know kind of what you guys disagree with, what you agree with. Here's to another great season of football. I'm really excited. You guys are going to see this on Sunday morning, and then Monday night or Monday during the day. I don't really know when I'm going to release it, but you'll see a vlog from me at the Bengals game, week 1 with the Vikings. Hopefully you guys are seeing me vlog a win. That would be awesome. It'd be really cool. But just let me know if you guys like this kind of content, like me doing picks, like me doing vlogs. I'm going to be going to Chicago next week for the Bengals game, so I'm going to vlog that too, just because why not? I think it's a cool experience. But that's going to be it, guys. Until next time, peace out and stay safe.